name is Mel and welcome to my No Frills, No Editing podcast from North Yorkshire in the north of England. I usually forget to do all this intro thing, but I'm an autistic woman living with my husband and some daughters and 2 cats, one of which, this is my hoodie, which if you haven't seen them is a really soft big hoodie thing, and she's, yeah, I think you can see what she's doing. Anyway, there's going to be that background noise. And look at this. This is a new addition to my studio. This is a hair. I'm going to get it for you actually. If I can get it off the pin. My friend made for me. Isn't it adorable? Absolutely love it. I think it was up that way, so I'll have it up over there today so we can have a show its other side. Right, okay. Can you hear the cat? She's bonkers. Okay, so just a few things to show you today. Where are they now? Updates on projects you've already seen. First of all, Lila Bjorn, which is a pattern by Tatiana Kuprianchik. I'm absolutely confident that I pronounced that right. I finished it yesterday. Let's have a look. The colours work really well with that side. They're not as good with that side because I worked this from the outside inwards and then I picked up so it kind of matches more there. But I did use the whole thing. So it's a kind of just off the shoulder, just drop shoulder type thing. Look at the colours, aren't they beautiful? Really enjoyed making it. It's for my sister-in-law. I used one of these, Shape Your Swirls. Colourway is Rosewater Cocktail. So, got that from Yarn Etc. in Harrogate, my local yarn shop. So yeah, there are a few details that I haven't done. You meant to do a kind of slip stitch edging around here. I didn't like it very much because it didn't match the yarn in both places. It couldn't, so I didn't like it on mine, so I didn't do it. And there is actually a kind of picot edge at the bottom, but I found this kind of whole design really geometric and modern in a way, and I just found the picot edging just a little bit of a different style. And yeah, I ran out of yarn anyway. I ran out of yarn here. I wouldn't have had enough yarn to do another one. All I have left of the 1,000 meters is that. It's a tiny little ball here, which is probably about 1 gram, and then all these offcuts, because when you make it, it asks you to keep a meter, I think, of thread when you stop a piece so that you can sew it up, because in this case it's particularly important because you want the colour to match. But the problem is, you know, it only matches one. When you're doing a seam like this, it only matches one of the sides, but that's fine. So that the bits that I didn't use for sewing up are cut off, and I'm keeping those just in case the armhole's a bit too open for her and she wants me to just put a few stitches in there. So I'm going to keep that until we know for certain that that's fine as it is. So that's all done. It's the second one I've made, obviously, and I absolutely love it. So that's a Christmas present. I don't know when I'm going to see my sister-in-law, but it's done. The other thing that you have seen already is the Granny Square cardie. Now, I was making that just kind of from a picture really, and I have had such a lovely time doing it. So I'm using that's the more modern label, Wendy with Wool, super chunky. It's 25% wool and 75% acrylic. So it's nice and soft, but it's also easy to wash. And I'm pretty much finished, but I've asked my sister and my daughter to do all kinds of measurements, but the thing is you can't really tell until you get it on. So here it is. You've seen most of this. What you haven't seen is the sleeves. So I haven't run in the ends yet because I don't yet know how much longer I need that. So I don't want to run the ends in and then have real trouble unpicking it. I want to just better rip it out. So I think the width of the arms is fine, but I don't know the length. And you know, she's told me the length of her sleeve or arm, but this doesn't sit here on the shoulder. It kind of sits a bit further along. Let me show you how it sits. So it's really difficult to know whether it will be, oh, got it caught in my ponytail. I don't think I'd wear it over a jumper, but so the shoulder comes out to here. So I don't know, it's like that on me. I would probably put, she wants them to be quite sort of loose sleeves and then to come in tightly for a cuff. So yeah, I mean, it looks lovely. I'm really, really happy with it. I think she's going to be really happy with it, but I just, oh, it's a bit too warm in here for wearing a jumper and a cardigan. It's like wearing a blanket actually. It's really cool, really warm. So yeah, I just need to, when she gets home, which will be in about 2 or 3 weeks, she's coming home for Christmas, I'll just need to get her to close her eyes and I'll put it on her, and then she can tell me where she wants the sleeves to come to, and I can carry on with those. So just couple more rounds probably of we do another couple of the cream, and then just come down to a cuff with this front and back post treble. I want to tidy that up a little bit as well. So yeah, that's all done really. Nothing more to do on that. Obviously nothing more to do on the Lila Bjorn. I'm going to turn the fire down a little bit without going anywhere because it is really warm now. I've put that cardigan. Okay, so as I can't do any work on the cardigan, the only project I've got at the moment that I can do anything on is a pair of socks. And I have about an inch of the pattern I'm doing, and then about an inch of rib to do. And that's my out and about, sitting watching TV project. I've got an appointment at the hospital tomorrow. I don't know how long I'll be waiting, but I want to have a pair of socks to sit and work on there. So I'm not in a hurry to finish those off, to be honest. I've got until absolute deadline, the 6th of December, because they are the Christmas present for my friend who's getting the advent calendar. So what I'm doing is I'm going to pack all the advent calendar and put that in as number 25. So that needs to go in the bottom of the box, and that needs to get to her by the 6th at the latest, because that's when I ran out of steam a little bit, so there aren't 24. So it starts on the 6th. So I do need to get that finished, but I don't want to have it finished just yet. So basically I've got nothing to work on. I've got a weave in the house, my little loom, and I do need to finish that off. I think I'll finish that off probably tomorrow morning, and then I can warp up again if I've got another set of tea towels to do for my sister-in-law, another sister-in-law. And on the big loom, my Sayori loom, I'm just using up the end of the warp to do with cotton, to do a just kind of freeform big tea towel thing, or maybe more than one. I don't know how much warp I've got left, but there's an awful long warp on there, so I need to use all that before I can cut that off, so I can take off the piece that I've done for my mum-in-law. I can cut the warp and reattach it, but it's a blooming faff and I don't want to do that. So I want to, I'm not allowing myself to do that freeform until I've done this scarf, because the scarf's a little boring. It's plain weave, it's the same 3 colours, it's pretty boring. So I'm going to finish that before I start the freeform. So basically all I've got to work on is the socks and that. So I don't really know what to do. So I am going through a process at the moment of kind of part destashing and part just kind of, I've got this studio in here, which you see a lot. And there's a storage unit on the other side that I'm facing. And all the boxes in it are full. It's full so the lids won't shut. And that makes me really stressed. And I know the theory that buying yarn and fibre and stuff is a separate hobby to spinning and knitting and whatever. But it actually makes me stressed. And I look up and I can see some beautiful yarn. I think, oh, I really want to use that. I thought, oh, I haven't really got. So I'm not using it, you know, today. I'm not going to use it tomorrow. It distresses me. And what I really want to do is just to get that down quite a bit. So I've got all my weaving stash that I need. I'm hoping to start a project with a special school in January where I'll be teaching frequently, so I need all my weaving stash. That's fine, that's just random balls of God knows what. But I've got a box full of sock yarn. So that's sock weight yarn, it's not all, you know, actual sock fibre content, and I've got a box of other weights, and I've got a huge box and a half of fibre. So what I want to do is I want to just use those, and me and my friend Andrea are both in the same position, so we're trying to hatch a plan. Probably one of my other friends will say the same. Sarah, we've done this before, we've done like a stash reduction thing where everything that's finished we weigh it and we count that as coming out of our stash and we try and just work through it. But I really do want to do that. I found a few bits and pieces that I know I'm not going to use, and I'm finding new homes for those, and that's helping. But I was saying last week that I want to make some hats with handspun. I thought I might show you some of the handspun that I might want to use. Look at this. Do you remember, if you watched for a while, Andrea and I both got this. It was one of the last few monthly bat surprises from the Spin City UK. It's absolutely lovely. I so enjoyed spinning this. It was based on Easter eggs, so it would have been Easter last year. We both really enjoyed spinning it, and I wanted to make something with it. I thought we might make the same thing actually. So I thought I might work out the yardage for that and maybe do a hat. I've also got this. I can't remember just now where, yes I can, oh no I can't, oh my giddy aunt, my memory is appalling. Do you know, I don't even know whether I spun this or this was a gift. If it was a gift, it will be from Sarah, my friend Sarah. But I can't remember, that's terrible, oh my goodness. So anyway, yeah, that would make a lovely hat, I think, sparkly. And then there's this from the retreat, this gorgeous fibre I got from the retreat. It's from the Will U, and it's Hanui, which is a New Zealand breed, and it's actually from sheep that are living in New Zealand. And yeah, beautiful. And then I've got these wonderful beasties. So this is kind of randomly spun and then thread plied. This is core spun. And these again are bats from the Spin City. Just beautiful things. And then when I was trying to blend that acrylic, that big sort of 2 kilos of acrylic, that's what I'm rehoming hopefully this afternoon. I blended it with some different types of wool, different colours of wool, and made this. I made a basket out of it for somebody, I can't remember who. And what was left is this. So there's lots of fives there that I might use hand spun. What I also didn't show you is I have finished some hand spun. You know, for the rainbow sweater project that Sarah and I are doing together. I finished this. I showed it to you, and I was spinning that second chunk because it's a black corridor to go with that. And also there's this. Now it's one of two. I've got in here the other one, and for some reason, I apologise for the crinkling, for some reason I've got both of these, but I've got them muddled up, so I don't know which one's which. So Aquarius and Tom Putt. Now I have no idea what reference that the Tom Putt has. Aquarius, the other one's blues and greens as well. They're very subtly different to each other, but anyway, it's one of these two. So that's the that's it before I spun it, and somewhere around here, there it is, the fibre after I've spun it. So this is half of it. Well, I say half, this is 50 grams. This feels like more than 50 grams to me, but that doesn't matter. It's meant to be 100. Obviously, they usually give you more than rather than less. So that's the first half of that done. It's more fibre for that spin project. Something else I pulled out of my stash. I have got 3 of these. This is a gift from my friend Sarah. So it's fondant fibre. It's 100% super soft merino. And it's super chunky now. She's given it to me because she has some issues with her hands and just knitting with needles that need, or crocheting with hooks that are as big as this needs to have. Really hurts her hands. So there's a purple one and a green one as well. But I pulled this out. This the colourway is called Bagheera, which is really interesting considering it's kind of white and grey. Oh, it's so soft. So there's not enough. There's 200 grams in each of these skeins, which is 130 metres. It's not enough to make a garment for somebody of my size. So I was thinking of 3 smaller things. I thought I might do that cowl that I make all the time. It's actually, yeah, it's called the window pane scarf, and I make it into a cowl designed for fingering weight, and this is super chunky, so yeah, that's a little bit mad, but I think it could work. So I'm thinking about doing that. But I'm in a bit of a, I'm going to talk about personal stuff now. I'm in a bit of a funk really, because I've been so worried about Christmas stuff, and I haven't finished my Christmas crafting. I've got 3 weaving things. 2 of them are already on the loom and one of them isn't yet, still to do. So I don't feel like I can kind of relax and stop worrying about Christmas crafting. But I can't start them all at once like you do with like 10 crochet projects, whatever. You get them all started and you can work on them simultaneously. I can't start the last one until the loom is free. And I'm struggling to get around to weaving on that. I will, as I say, tomorrow. But I feel in kind of a bit of limbo. I haven't got anything to be getting on with, and I don't want to start anything. I've got 2 sweater projects up there, Love Note and Radiate, set up, ready to go. But I don't want to start on those because I still feel like I haven't done my Christmas projects yet. So I think I feel better tomorrow after I've finished that scarf. Then I can warp up for the tea towels, and then I'll let myself play with the other loom. But it's seems to be a bigger thing really. My husband goes away tonight, finishing at 5 and heading off. He's going to be away for nearly 2 weeks. Now, if you happen to be watching this in future months or years, we are at potentially the tail end of the COVID pandemic, and he hasn't travelled for work in 2 years, give or take a couple of months, and he's away for 2 whole weeks. Now last time he was away, I had 2 children here, at least one of them was at school, so I had all the school routine and everything. So I was still pretty busy even when he wasn't here, and I was working as well. So now he's going away, and my 2 eldest are away at uni. I've got my youngest with me. She doesn't attend school, so I don't have a school run and all that stuff. We do a lot of stuff together and whatever, but she doesn't actually attend school, and she's nocturnal a lot of the time. So I'm kind of almost going to be in the house on my own for 2 weeks, and that just feels absolutely amazing. I'm so excited about it. But it's also a really big change, and as an autist, even a really good change is still a change. And I can't really settle to anything right now. I'm just fidgety. I'm probably looking around more than I normally do. I'm just kind of in this sort of flux situation, and I need for him to go, me to settle down, and to know how it's going to work for me. A lot of my daily routine is based around him. We go for a walk together in the morning, we have breakfast when we get back, and it's all around his work, and then we have lunch together when he takes a break from his work, and it's all based around him. So what's it going to be like when I don't have him to base it around? So yeah, it's all a bit weird. So I just need to settle in. So when I talk to you next, he'll have been gone for a few days, and I'll be settled in, and probably be less strange. Who knows? It could happen. So with these hand spuns, what would you use first? the Easter eggs, the mystery one. I'm really sorry, Sarah, if you made that for me. The soft and fluffy ones, or the will you one, or this random acrylic-y, half acrylic thing. What would you use? What would you do? I want to make hats. Basically, I want to make hats for me, and then cowls with this. Oh, it would be so lovely to have that around your neck. It just feels amazing. Right, I think I'm rambling, so I'm going to check my notes to see if I've actually said what I was going to say. Yeah, I have. Okay, that's cool. Right, okay. That's it for now. I will talk again next week, next weekend probably. Until then, happy crafting. Bye.